and welcome to the Long Bangers Friday phone-in. It's the second one this week. We've already had the birthday one, and now we're here to talk about a Euro win, a new signing, and potentially an exit as well. This is our second take at this after the video didn't work the first time, but I can see it's working now. So, Jack, you're repping the Long Bangers hat, so I'm going to bring you in first. What were your thoughts on the game last night?
Yeah, it was a good game last night, and like I said before it, there was something wrong with the stream. Yeah, went better after they went down to 10 men.
Mm-hmm. And Boyle got his 100th goal. It's popped up
Yeah,
at the back post of the corner. What did you think of Martin's
really good
performance
goals
last
for
night?
Martin Boyle. I like the two of them. Yeah, you can
Mm-hmm.
see that he's offering a lot as a player as well, and the player is a good player as well. So
And he's certainly risen to the challenge of having the captain's armband, Jack. What do you think he
yeah,
brings to the team at the moment, over and
he
above
brings
his
a lot
goals?
more as a player to the team. Yeah, as a captain, he's done better than I would say what Joe Neal did. You can see his capability as a player as well.
And who else stood out for you last night?
I'd say that Kieran Bowie also stood out for me last night as well. His strong composure as a player.
He certainly puts himself about it, didn't he? He was kind of instrumental in
Yeah,
getting the red card. And
he
uh,
did get fouled quite a bit last night.
I
I
love that he
noticed
chased
that.
down his own clearance to
Yeah,
get the second year. That was tremendous. How about the midfield, Jack? How do you think the midfield's shaping up? That's a few games now
yeah,
we've
it's
seen
looking
with
better with
those
Josh
three.
Mulligan. And I think after signing that new that new defensive midfielder, that might bring a lot more strength as well, and might be harder for Joe Neal to get back into the team.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of Manny when he came on? I know you'd sort of spoken to me before about Manny potentially not settling,
Uh,
but I think he did
he's no
well.
settling. I could see that last night in parts, but sometimes he was all right. But I think he's just struggling a bit sometimes. But that can happen with players, I think.
Definitely, especially when I come into a new country and everything. How are you feeling for the return leg then, Jack? Is
I
it
think we
job
can
done?
win that definitely. If we can play how we played in the first leg, I think we can do it at Easter Road with a 2 goal advantage.
Mm-hmm.
If we strike early,
Was there anything from Partizan that you saw that worried you?
nothing at all. They're a talented team, but there's just no that much in it for them to be strong and threatening, in my opinion.
Okay, right. I'm going to come at Andrew next. Andrew and your sidekick. How's it going, guys?
You sure about Punchy? Saying all right? Maybe shy. It's your speaking. All right, okay.
All right, fair
Anyway,
enough.
how you doing? Everybody
Aye,
well?
aye, good, good, good.
Good.
What did you think of the game last night, guys?
Yeah, well, I thought slightly disagree with Jack a wee bit. I thought we were very, very good first half. Clearly we were helped enormously by the red. But I thought we were looking dangerous. I thought we were creating chances. Boyle was a whisker away for one of the best goals scored in the European competition for a Hibs team as well. Um, Bowie up front is just going to be an absolute animal this season. I thought he just gave them a torrid time. I like the fact that he is supported by somebody with pace and Boyle. He has absolutely been playing in a position that suits him and his strengths as well. And I thought the boys in the midfield really, really supplemented the performance of the boys up front in that as well. Um, you know, fair play, Joe, because we were talking this time last year and you were champion Levitt, and I just didn't see it at all. Just didn't see work rate, just didn't see anything. But the 180 that laddie's done, you've got to take your hat off. And, it's kept a lot of people quiet over the last three European games about the clamour for having Triantis back. And then the lads at the back, I mean, you got exactly what you've been expecting for them and what they've given us since November last year. Just absolutely solid and robust. With Smith at the back as well. There was a couple of hairy moments with him, but I'm not so sure that was to do with technique or talent. I think that Park was a disgrace. Um, and you've got to give him his due. That header when he came out, because as soon as I seen him leaving that box, I was like, Jesus Christ, Jordan, what are you doing, son? But honestly, what a header, clearing header that was. So, listen, what a performance. If somebody says to you, you're going to go there and you're going to win 2-0, and overall it's going to be fairly comfortable. Even when they had 11 men, you're biting folks' hands off every single time. So again, sensible, honestly, just absolutely pragmatic team approach. Nothing daft, nothing, kept it tight, and
Mhm.
just a reflection of the manager more than anything. So I fair play, fair play.
That sensible approach and pragmatic, and a reflection of the manager. I think you're spot on, and it's almost like a performance that we've come to expect now for this team. Like it, uh, Gray's kind of pushed for that consistency. We obviously had that massive run last season, going unbeaten, and we've just picked up again where we left off. Is this just Hibs found a level now?
But do you know what? It's the baseline, right? It's the baseline. So we're finding ourselves at that baseline a lot more than what I think I've seen in a number of years, to be honest with you. Probably the baseline we had before that was under Jack. And listen, there's no point in opening Pandora's box about Ross's exit, etc., and everything like that, as well, right? But I think this is what we're on a par, but probably playing a bit more attractive football on top of it. So long may it continue, to be honest with you. It's just the turnaround in this team in little over a year now is just unbelievable. I think I mentioned that we were getting beat off Kelly this time
Mhm.
last year. But away to Belgrade and winning 2-0, like it's just it's bonkers. Absolute bonkers. We've just let a boy go today that was a starter this time last season, and he's been replaced by a Scottish international. It's honestly just a frightening turnaround, and everybody in that football department needs to get a pat on the back for what a good job they've done.
Spot on. Daniel, who was your man of the match in the game?
Martin Boyle.
Well, is this because of goals or his all-round play?
Yeah, it was all round play, but when he got injured, I think it kind of went down a tiny bit.
Well, we were all. I think everybody was under the bed at that point when they went down. So we thought, oh, Jesus Christ, that's his knee away. Um,
Aye,
Aye, so yeah, well, listen, brilliant, but absolutely brilliant. So I roll on Sunday and then roll on next week, eh?
let's see what happens. Yeah, I'll come back to you later. Don't go away. Joe, the next up. What was your take on the game last night?
I think that's going to go down in Hibs history as one of the memorable European nights. I mean, to win away from home 2-0, I've followed Hibs. I think I'm the oldest long banger around. I think I'm about 6 months older than your dad, Matty. And I've followed Hibs since 1961. And I think that's going to be one of the most memorable results ever. Way back in 61, in February 61, Hibs beat Barcelona 3-2 at Easter Road. But the fortnight before that, we played them in Barcelona and we drew 4-4. And I'll give the long bangers a quick bit of funny history. Barcelona had their own church and they sent the players in before every game to say a quick prayer before they ran out into the pitch. And his manager at the time, quick thinking, had two Catholics in the team, Joe Baker and Johnny McLeod, who were the best two players as that. And he sent them into the church as well. We drew 4-4 and then beat them at Easter Road a couple of weeks later. But Barcelona were a disgrace. Their bad behaviour in losing that game went all over the world, so much so that the following year they came to play a friendly Easter Road as almost a sorrow for the way they'd behaved.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, so that was a quick bit of Hibs history. Last night, terrific. I thought our best player was Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
I thought our best player, and coming in at a meaningful time to save a certain goal, in my view. I'm a great Dylan Levitt fan, but last night I thought Rocky was our best player.
Rocky's definitely developed, like sort of. His trajectory is massive, isn't it? From almost something of a joke figure when we signed him, and a figure of fun for other teams' fans. He's now
A class.
absolute rock at well, no pun intended, rock at the back for us.
Good pun though.
Yep. What's Rocky's ceiling, Joe? How far in the game do you think Rocky could go?
I think he can still go higher. He's only 25, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Because the old cliche success beats success is true, but within that is confidence and self-confidence. So I'm glad we've got him. Was it another 2 or 3 years we've got on his contract, his new contract?
How many it was it 3
I
or
think
4
it's
years?
3,
Signed for
maybe.
3.
Yeah, he's going to be the bedrock of that team.
He'll go for big money. I think Lee Johnson had him down as a £10 million player. So they wouldn't sell him for 10 million. And Lee Johnson got roundly ridiculed for a lot of things, but he might have been on the money there.
There you go.
Joe, one of the players I want to talk about that's kind of gone under the radar so far this season is Abita. Abita had another terrific performance on the left-hand side, didn't he?
He's been terrific. That sums it up very well. I mean, this whole Hibs team have been terrific this season in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it's been. But he's been Mr. Consistency every single game.
A proper leader on the pitch. Chris, I'm going to come to you in a second. He's going to catch up with some of the YouTube comments. Hi, Colin, you joined us late as well. Good to have you on. And I think we've got Andy joining us also. He's just connecting to the audio there. Hi, Andy. Good to have you on as well. Right, on the YouTube, we've got me said, Bowie, Rocky, outstanding, but let's talk about O'Hora. He's been amazing. Stevie said, evening everyone, what a difference a year makes. This time last year, we'd lost at Kelty, pumped 3-0 by St Mirren, and all was doom and gloom. Now, though, what a difference. John says, Smithy, the human torpedo. Stevie said to a man, we were utterly brilliant last night. A flying header from Smith just capped everything off. What a squad Gray has assembled. Leisure, here we come. Stevie said after the first 50 minutes, it was clear they were nowhere near the team Midtjylland were, and that we were maybe a level above Partizan. And Kieran said Bowie's best game in a Hibs top. Was worried for a wee while, but delighted with him. Dino Mourinho said, I've been trying to sign on into the meeting through Zoom, but couldn't get on. Keep trying, Dino. I don't know what's up there. You will get in if you've got the right details. And Sandy says, you guys are turning into nano bangers on the screen. Yes, it's a busy night. Right, Chris, Warren O'Hora got a mention there, so I'll start with O'Hora. How's his start to the season been, in your opinion?
I don't think you can fault him. I think everybody kind of worried when he was starting to come into the team, and he was the one that was a big question mark, as if he would kind of stay. I think he's settled into the team. You wouldn't actually have thought that he was kind of the backup to Lewis Miller, if you're being brutally honest. Mm-hmm. I think defensively, he hasn't made a mistake. Obviously, he's got his limitations going forward, but in these European games, what we really want is we want him just being absolutely rock solid at the back. And other than last night, other than that slip caused by the terrible condition of the pitch, he was absolutely rock solid. There was nothing you could say that you could criticise him for. He was excellent.
Agree with that. And what did you think of the team performance overall, Chris? Your thoughts on the game?
I thought we were very controlled. Obviously, they had a couple of chances, which you're going to expect. Like the atmosphere, the young team, they will at points raise to that. But I think our performance was that good that it rattled them so much, and you could tell by the fouls they were giving away. They were tugging, pulling, pushing players to the ground. And to be honest, they were probably, I know the red card was a bit soft, like the second yellow. He has tried to foul him, but Bowie then took one later where he took a full-on elbow to the face. Like, that could have easily been a red there. And then even with the penalty, you're seeing that Bowie had them that rattled that the rugby tackled him to the ground. So I think our performance was that good that it rattled them so much that they were just getting away cheap fouls constantly.
It was quite a streetwise performance for Hibs. I thought there was a few points in the game that I thought the levels of shithousery that we were engaging in were quite splendid. To be honest, do you think we identified that as a way to get them, Chris? They're obviously a young team, so was it just a case of experience winning the day?
Yep, I think so. I think when you start to look through our team, I think in their squad they've one international player compared to our 9, give or take. And I think that takes, like, when we start looking at that, that's a massive thing going into this European campaign, is we've got boys that have played at a higher level, like a high international level, who are used to experienced players and being around experienced players. So I think that kind of got in at them. And as you say, that they're a very, very young side. And I just thought we just controlled it. And I think as Andy says, the team's a representation of the manager and how he is. He's very controlled. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. He's just a constant through, and I think that's reflecting in the team.
Spot on. Callum, will bring you in next. What were your thoughts on it?
I kind of went into the game pretty confident. I'd listened to that podcast I was done yesterday morning, and John Greakin was speaking about how they're a quite young team and stuff that I'd never have known before. But they were definitely trying to use like the dark arts, as it were. I don't know if he's noticed, even after Boyle scored, the boy was kind of in at his shoulder and kind of chipping away at him and stuff like that. I think because Boyle celebrated in front of their fans, but as already been mentioned, like we just kind of used that kind of experience, and they didn't know how to deal with us, and Bowie just had them on toast all night. And I think folk have said he went down a wee bit soft and stuff, but I mean the guy's backs to the cross, you can't even give that. But it was just, there was a moment in the second half, and also McGrath had missed a sitter and Cadden missed a good chance, and I'm sort of thinking, oh, here we go, this is a bit like the kind of second half against Midtjylland over there. But we saw it through and actually carved out a couple of chances towards the end, so you honestly couldn't ask any more, and it did seem to be like a very kind of hostile atmosphere over there.
And the team didn't seem phased by the atmosphere at all. If anything, we probably got our foot on the ball a bit more than we did against Midtjylland.
Oh, definitely, and not to repeat what Chris has said there, but I actually thought that last night watching like Boyle goes away to Australia and goes to places like Qatar and wherever else, and all these like kind of very kind of different like climates and stuff like that. So, and he obviously made that wee comment at the end about he's not getting out there alive, because he kind of knew the effect, and I'm sure their manager highlighted him as a danger man as well. So they were very aware of him, and I had mentioned on, I think it was on the podcast on Sunday night, I'd put in the comments about how we might change it up, and how wrong was that? Because we went with the same team, but actually, I think it was Andrew said about having the baseline. That baseline's there. We've got that solid kind of starting 11 now. Even for like Mulligan's performance last night, he's a young guy. He's never played in that kind of level of football before. But reminiscent of McGinn, the way he just got on the ball and just drove forward, and everybody to a man was excellent. I know there's a few question marks over kind of Cadden and stuff, but I really didn't want to go there, because you want to kind of just celebrate last night and go into Sunday and next Thursday on a kind of really positive note.
It's looking like it's going to be another huge Hibs crowd on next Thursday as well, Callum. Is the job done, or is there still, still work to be done?
Nah, there's still work to be done. I think they showed in that second half with 10 men. They had a good kind of 15-20 minute period where they created a few chances against us, and I think it was their number 32. I don't know if it was he played kind of fullback or wing back, but every time he got on the ball, he kind of got at us. So they've still got that danger there. But I think if we get the first goal, by all accounts, they're not bringing any fans at all. If we can get the first goal, get right on top of them, then we could walk it 3 or 4-0.
Just hoping. Thanks, Stephen. I'll bring you in next. What was your take on the game last night?
Yeah, pretty much what Chris and Callum and Joe have said. I thought we started off a wee bit cagey, but we still looked fairly comfortable. What Andrew said about us having this identity, if you want, for lack of a better word, even with the same 11, we can actually set up to not have the ball and be very, very strong defensively. But Sunday proved that even with only one change, we can actually flip it in its head, have all the ball, create all the chances. And that's what I think really impresses me most about this Hibs team at the moment, is the fact that with virtually the same 11, we can completely change our tactics and still look very comfortable and be very competitive in every game. And when the first goal went, I worried, as I said last week, about Boyle potentially being offside, but I think it was your defender that flicked it. So obviously, even Martin Boyle can't be off in that scenario, which is quite surprising. So I was really worried about him being offside. But then in the second, when the man was sent off, again for quite a soft free kick, although I did actually think the referee was, my stream wasn't the greatest. It certainly wasn't solid, if you pardon the pun. I actually thought the referee was okay last night, so I was a wee bit surprised that he made such a poor decision on that one. But as Callum says, for the penalty, I don't know what the hell the boy's doing, just grappling him and pulling him down to the ground. But I guess it goes to show you that it's all well and good having, as we did the class of 04 with Brown, Whittaker, Thompson, all of that, but young laddies will inevitably make mistakes and get caught up in the moment potentially, and that's maybe what happened. But thereafter, I messaged my mate who I was at the game last week with, and I said, we need to get a second here, really just to show how much this team's progressed in the last 9 to 12 months. And we absolutely pushed on and got that second, albeit it was a penalty, but as folk mentioned there's another couple of chances. We did ride the luck a little bit. They probably should have scored at least one, if not for Rocky and his heroics. But overall, a very, very assured performance, and we take it back next week, and hopefully we'll get the job done.
I don't think the linesman helped the referee for the second year. The linesman flags for the foul like almost immediately that Bowie goes down, and I think as soon as the referee sees that, his mind's made up that the card's coming out. We sort of survived a scare there. They had a bit of a shout for a penalty. I think when there was a head clash. Obviously, we lost a penalty like that to Celtic a couple of seasons back. For if that was Chantis that gave that one away as well, if you remember. It wasn't a penalty, Stephen, was it? Did they get away with one there?
No, my stream buffered exactly at that moment, and for me, it didn't look a penalty in real time. And in the replay, I think he's just probably got to the ball first. The Trantis one, I can probably reflect a little bit calmer now, a number of months on, and I probably see the Trantis one back in the day was a penalty. I'm not too sure the second one was, but no, it was a follow through. But no, it would have been, if it was given, it would have been the classic European continental referee that sees the game differently from perhaps UK-based refs. But no, I don't think it was a penalty.
And how are you feeling for the second leg? How would you approach the game?
I guess we obviously need to get past Kilmarnock on Sunday as well. If we do that, I'd be inclined to keep it relatively similar to what we've been doing. We've only made one change for Dundee. I think we went back to the original 11 from the previous match. So again, it'll be up to the conditioning coaches within the squad if they think the players are ready to go again. I would approach it exactly as Callum said. If we get the first goal in the game, tie's virtually done, especially if they've not got any fans there. Young laddies might, their head might drop, as the classic saying goes. So I think we should approach the game certainly a bit differently from last night in the sense that, be good and solid defensively, but certainly approach it as a home game, potentially breaking history again at the largest Hibs home crowd for the first, for the last 7 days, never mind the last 35 years. So go in and go for the jugular, get the first goal. I would imagine if we get the first goal next Thursday, the tie will virtually be done. Touch wood.
I agree with that. Thanks very much. Ian, you're up next. You're not going to tell us you didn't enjoy the performance, are you?
Utterly miserable. I'm utterly miserable because I didn't go, Matty. It was almost impossible for me to get there, but I could have got there. I'm miserable. I'm so miserable. So I'm so in awe of the 350 people that did go and experience that. In the next round, though, obviously, Legia, I could get to Warsaw, but Larnaca, I can't get to for here. So no way. But if it's going to be Warsaw, I can get there. As Andrew said, the highlight, it wasn't a highlight, sorry, but what a brilliant way to end it was that header by Smith. It was tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other thing that Andrew talked about baselining, I think the other business type thing I'd talk about is benchmarking. So, we should be benchmarking ourselves now against better teams. So not the old firm Rangers and Celtic, especially Celtic are shite just now. We saw that at the weekend. So we should not baseline us. Should not benchmark ourselves. And we should somebody like Bournemouth. So Bournemouth would seem to be somebody that we can actually aim for the same standards. Obviously we had amazing misses last night. I didn't have a lot to add beyond what people were talking about. As I think the second yellow again, that other yellows wouldn't have been given in Scotland. So with Scottish referees, I think overall, I think what showed we were really confident after Midtjylland. We were actually, because of our performances against Midtjylland, I think that really showed last night. We didn't go in as the old Hibs team, the kind that Joe's talking about, and even the ones that I've seen where we performed well in Europe, we went in pretty confidently. But when I looked at it, I got a European Stream 1 football, I think it is, for €6, and it was tremendous. But apart from the American commentator, but the pitch size, it looked absolutely huge. It looked absolutely huge compared to us. I thought we were going to struggle. So I had to look it up. And it's exactly the same size as Easter Road. Exactly. Now, obviously, that helped us last night, but it'll also help them next week. And what Stephen said there about how we play against them next week, I think we should do what Stephen said there, which we should get at them from the start. And I think we should attack, because that's what we should have done against Midtjylland. We should have done that. I feel that we should have done that last week, because they're dangerous. They are dangerous. There's no doubt they could have scored. There was a number of times they could have scored last night. And I think we were fortunate, but that stop by Rocky is probably his best ever. I think it is. As we've all said, Bowie was brilliant. Boyle was tremendous. As you said, Abita was terrific. You know, I mean, his crosses in were just great. I mean, what's that guy, Nicky Cadden? I mean, it shows how brilliant we'll be when Cadden comes back, you know, but Abita was terrific last night. It was definitely a right decision for David Gray to hook Mulligan off at half time.
Yeah.
That was definitely the right thing because the referee was in the mood to, I think, to even things up. But overall, the defence was terrific. And I think the thing that worries me, though, is he keeps on taking Dylan Levitt off. And Dylan never looks tired, you know? And he always just comes off. He comes off usually about half an hour. And after that, it's pretty much shambolic because obviously Dylan plays like a pivot in basketball. And obviously when Olasanya comes on, he's, you know, he comes on and we seem to go from being Dylan the pivot to headless chicken. We really do. Their tactics seem to change completely. So that's obviously a bit of concern, the fact that Dylan Levitt keeps on getting taken off, and what do we do after that? I thought I was watching Boyle's interview. He said he almost hit by a vodka bottle, which I thought was funny. And I didn't see that. I must go back and look at it again and see if I can see the vodka bottle flying through the air. But the other thing was he saw the laser pen. Definitely saw the laser pen pointing at him. But it's funny because I saw the David Gray interview afterwards, and it shows how wrong I was when I thought it was the wrong decision to give Boyle the vice captaincy, because I felt that Gray was doing that to kind of try and hold on to Boyle. And it shows that I was wrong, and David Gray, not surprisingly, was right, because he's really grown. He's really grown, and he seems to appreciate the role. He seems to love going up and questioning the referee legitimately, which is good. But I was really, really pleased last night, and very proud. But I was absolutely gutted to not be there.
Well, one of the things you spoke about over the time that you've been covering on the phone-ins is about the manager learning and the team learning and developing. Where do you think we are in terms of the evolution of this side under David Gray?
Well, I think there's the two things. I think one's the evolution of the side, and the other's the evolution of David Gray. So I think David still making mistakes. He still makes mistakes. His subs recently haven't been great. He's obviously, we've seen some daft substitutions, some ineffective substitutions, and I think he'll grow with that. He's still doing was it Pat Fenlon would always sub at 85 minutes or something? I can't remember. But David Gray always seems to sub at 60 minutes. It's like we sub at 60 minutes, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, there's got to be something other than that. So I think he's got some improvement to make there. In terms of the team, I'm still at a loss as to what the recruitment strategy is, because obviously I'm confused, because obviously will it Miller go? And I know Stephen said he didn't want to mention. I mean, Stephen said he didn't want to mention that Chris Cadden can be weak at times, but we've obviously let Lewis Miller go, and it weakens the team. Lewis Miller's better than Chris Cadden, but clearly, if you look at his interview, Lewis Miller wanted to go, so probably the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Marvin obviously performed very well for us. He performed really well for us when he was in, and the fact that Grant Hanley's come in and Marvin then leaves. I mean, to quote the normal press release that comes out, is Hanley really somebody we've had our eye on for a long time? Really? No, I don't think so. So what's the recruitment strategy? But obviously we're stronger than we were last year before we released Miller. I think we're in a good place, but we should be benchmarking ourselves against a much, much better team than ourselves and try and get there. And I think that could be Bournemouth, and that's where the Black Knights involvement really has helped us.
Thanks very much. I'll leave it there, and I'll bring Tracy in next. Tracy, good to have you on. What were your thoughts on last night?
Yeah, I think everybody's practically covered it. Since there's loads of us tonight, we're all having a great time since last night. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought first half, obviously, we were far better. The red card obviously helped. Thought both goals were great. Couldn't watch the penalty. Can't watch penalties. John was winding me up, but kept going, oh, he's missed it. And Megan's going, it's all right, he's not taking it yet. So, yeah, bit nervy with the penalty, but yeah, no, I thought it was a cracker of penalty as well. Jordan Smith was that header, the human torpedo, obviously. I think the commentator just kind of made it last night as well. But yeah, no, all round, really, really happy. I think any of us would have taken 2-0. Wasn't the best conditions either. They were a really physical team, even though they're young. And as somebody said, obviously they will make mistakes being young, which is why they were obviously a bit reckless with the red card, gave the referee something to think about. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't really want to pick individuals out because I think as a team as a whole, I just love this team. It's just, I don't worry about them going out to play because they seem to fight for each other, play for each other. They're playing for the manager, they're playing for the badge. They've got great character, resilience. They never know when they're beat, and they just keep fighting, and that's all you can ask for from your team. But yeah, feel very proud to be a Hibby at the moment and everything that's going on with the team, and obviously so glad that it's working out for Dave as well.
One of the things you mentioned about the character in the team, Tracy, when you go up against 10 men in a game like that, you need to have a bit of maturity and a sort of like a clear head and not go completely gung-ho. Hibs managed that situation really well last night, didn't they? Who was it in the team, do you think, that sort of set the tone for us?
Obviously Rocky at the back, because I mean, even with 10 men, they were still giving us a game, and you know, they had a few chances as well. Thought Rocky was immense in the back, and just to see, in fact, just the whole back line, actually, you just can't really fault any of them. I just feel Rocky's really grown. You know, he's a player that could have crumbled with all the criticism, been laughed at and the rest of it, but he's actually just grown as a player and as a person. And I think it's been great to see, because I think he was about maybe 22, 23 when he came to us, just still quite young, especially for like a male as well. So he's had a lot of kind of grown up to do, I think, being at Hibs as well. And I think under Dave, you can see that he's actually really developing as a player as well, which is great to see. But yeah, no, I mean, our backline really, they really defended well. And you know what it's like when it's 10 men, they'll get bodies behind the ball as well. So it's a lot harder to break down. Everybody thinks it's easy against 10 men, but it can sometimes be one of the hardest to play against. And obviously Boyle leading the team, he's been fantastic with armband.
I think Rocky stepped up because he's almost like the main man in that defence now, isn't he? Like he's, you know, obviously a big fans' favourite now, but
yeah.
How much do you think he's grown into that role?
Oh, he's grown tremendously in that role. I mean, even just from look at the Hearts game, when it was an own goal. Again, head could have gone down and the rest of it. And then, of course, the Hibs fans, again, played a huge part in that. Got behind him, started singing for Rocky. So basically turning the Hearts song round. And I think that gave him, I think, knowing that he had the support behind him as well, I think that's really helped him too. Because obviously we've seen how the support have turned on him previously, but the fact that everybody's got behind him, I think that's really helped him. I think it's helped him develop as a person as well. But yeah, no, he's totally grown in the role. It's been fantastic to watch him. I have no problems with Rocky being in that defence at all.
And how would you approach the second leg?
Well, we're at home. We're going to have a great crowd. It's a better pitch as well. So I think it's theirs to lose at the end of the day. And I don't think there'll be any changes in the team that we put out last night. Because he seems to be quite settled on that 11. And they've earned their right to start as well. So yeah, I can't see there being much change in the way we approach it. Being at home, I think it'll be pretty much the same. I don't think the other team will cause us too many problems. They are very physical, but I think we'll be up for it.
Cool. Well, we've obviously got a game to go before that on Sunday, the Kilmarnock. We'll talk about that in a wee minute. I'm going to bring Colin in next. Colin, nice to have you on the phone in.
Hi, no, thanks. I just enjoyed watching Andy eating his tea there for about 20 minutes.
What was like it was definitely Chinese, wasn't it? It was like a chow mein or something that was going in there.
It was rapid in his mouth. It was in before I could tell what it was.
Decent effort.
Aye. It was actually
a kebab. I'm on a diet. It's only had the one.
Was
Aye,
it
and
fair
none of the
play?
patter, just to meet. Aye, it looked like that. I'm actually just going to see if anybody's got Oasis tickets to sell. Does
Is
anybody?
that just an appeal for?
Aye,
Can we get Colin to Murrayfield? Is this the new
tried everything,
campaign?
man. It's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Only 250 max though. I'm not paying any more than that. Which is why I'm not buying them by the looks of it, because they're all fucking dearer than that.
I had a look earlier. It was like 500 quid. So
Ridiculous.
nah, I'm not putting that over and above what's already been spent on it.
Just like the new Hibs top.
I can. Colin, what did you make of the game last night?
I enjoyed it. I thought after about 15 minutes, I thought, oh, we'll beat them. I thought that we looked like we settled quite quick, and I was quite confident after that. But I thought we were good. We were good. We could have let one or two in. Like, obviously Smith let that one through his hands. And see if he hadn't got that header, we would have been going fucking nuts. Because he's come miles off his line. Like, and I know we're all going, oh, because it's unique and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that often. But I was like, what are you doing? When he started coming out
He
for
got it though.
He did get it. Aye. Just with the like play the percentages. You know what I mean?
We need somebody with a high res picture of that image, because we'd love to do like a Super Joe, a Super Jordan Smith T-shirt with that image. But we just I tried to have a look at it. It was all screen grabs and stuff, and it was too blurry. So if anybody has got a high res image, Jordan Smith flying through there to make that header, get in touch, and we'll not pay for it, like, but we'll make a T-shirt out of it. No. Colin, who stood out for you?
I thought Bowie was excellent. Like, he just looked so strong and powerful. I mean, even that one when he got the boy sent off, I thought he could have stayed on his feet. But it was almost like he thought, we'll just let them. What am I going to gain by doing that? We'll get him booked or sent off as it if he knew he was on a yellow already. But he's just a handful, and he is young. He's properly young. I know we call folk young that are 25 and that, but what's Bowie 21? Or am I wrong?
No, he still plays for the under-21s for Scotland, isn't he? As well, no, now because he's been promoted. But
I know, but the rules sometimes like 23-year-olds playing the under-21s.
I think he's 22.
22, so aye. Well, he kind of breaks my young rule, but I still think he just looks so strong and powerful. Every game so far, he's looked like that, and he's just it looks like he's getting better.
And a wee bit competition for the goals. That's Bowie and Boyle on a couple each now, so
aye.
It's good to have that.
It is, and then we've got Yuan coming off the bench, and that's the point I made the other week that I know I've seen a few folk repeat. It's like, we keep calling this, well, we didn't, but I've heard the new guy, Kludgy, getting referred to as the £1 million striker rather than just by his name. And that's like adding a pressure and a hype around him. We've got three boys in there that if we sold any of the three, we'd be wanting more than £1 million for. So how are we expecting this guy to come in and just jump the queue?
Aye, it's spot on. Right, Colin, I'll get more for your thoughts on Sunday when we record, so I'll bring Andy in next now that he's finished his kebab. Andy, what were your thoughts on the game last night?
Well, some might say we were a wee bit lucky, and I think we just got to roll with it. But I think David Gray's got a master plan, and we're going to have to, acquiesce it.
I told you my thoughts on puns.
Your thoughts could just slide away then, now, Colin, right?
I thought Rocky was a bit of a rock and roll star last night, and it was I woke up with a bit morning glory, so it was magic. I thought I was watching it with my brother on an overseas thingy-bob. I thought once we got the first goal, I thought we should have put our knee to the throat and went for the jugular. All right, we were unlucky with a few attempts, and it could have been a lot better. But I'm happy with the 2-goal cushion. I thought Dylan again was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Mulligan and McGrath were solid. Smith outstanding again. He's from what he was perceived after the Fifers, what they called again?
Kelty Hearts.
Kelty. Mm-hmm. After that game, I mean, he was totally and utterly written off, and he's proved all the doubters wrong. And bringing in somebody like Salinger with the height of him, plus his reputation has been, a good shot stopper. He's holding his own. He's proven to be, even in the Michelin game, he was stopping, shots from close range. His organisation at the back, you can see they all talk. The back three have been outstanding, and if it wasn't for 3 worldies over the 2 legs, we would have been, fighting it out for the Europa League. So I'm over the moon with the performances, the bite, the determination, the sort of fluidity of the team, because they're not, apart from Cadden's crossing. I don't want to get on his back. Well, it'd be quite hard. I'm quite short. He's a wee bit taller than me, but I just think he's lacking that final ball. You can see the intent. You can see that he's working hard. It'll come. So I'm over the moon, Matty. European football, it's been few and far between over the last couple of decades. So I'm running with it, and it's just magic. Unfortunately, I've not been able to get away because we were away on holiday whilst the games were getting played. So a bit of a nightmare, but I've managed to watch it because obviously being in a European, overseas and all that kind of. But nah, it's brilliant to watch. We're playing at a brilliant level, and it's just magic. Last night was great. Last night was fantastic, and it seemed like a complete performance. All right, the guy got sent off, but the Hibs players dealt with the niggles. They dealt with the snipes and the backbiting. You could see they were leaving bits on here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And when the boy started throwing his weight about with Boyle after celebrating, you know he was under his skin. So all credit to Boyle and Bowie for holding their own and getting the result, because it was, as I said, I'm over the moon. I'm buzzing, loving it.
Do you think this? Did you see enough of the team over the last couple of games, even though we fell short against Midtjylland in the end? Have you seen enough there to make you think that we can get to the group stages?
Of the conference side, but
Aye.
Europa. If we had managed to get to penalties, some say it's a lottery, some say it's a skill, but I would have liked to have thought, if we had got through that, that team in Norway didn't look any great shake, so I think we might have progressed.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's the way that the cards fall for you. Midtjylland have won 3-1 across in Norway. And they didn't look like scoring 3 goals against us, and that was, and the ones that they did score were absolutely rakers. So the top drawer strikes, and they're millions of pounds worth of strikers that are pulling them off.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that was an absolute scunner, but I reckon we could hold our own in the group stages, at least the league stages, of the conference if we get there, and hopefully progress. If we do get Warsaw, they look like they're a shadow of their former self as well. So possibly getting Belgrade and Warsaw at the right time, if you know what I mean. I know that Belgrade have been in a bit of a They've not won the title for quite a while, and I think they were in financial bother a couple of years ago. So they're sort of regrouping and getting their stuff together, as it were. But Warsaw are decent at home, but away from home they didn't seem to. I've been looking at the past results, and it doesn't seem that they travel very well.
Well, here's hoping. Right, don't go away, Andy. We'll come back at your thoughts on the killer game in a wee bit. I'm going to bring Dean in next. Dean, I think I'm right in saying this is a phone-in debut for you, so welcome to the show. Last time I said that to somebody, I was wrong, and they had been on before, and I was embarrassed. So I'm taking a bit of a risk with that, but I believe it is. So welcome along. What were your thoughts on the game last night?
You're right, Matt. It's a debut for me tonight.
Yes.
So you've nailed that one. No, listen, I watched the game last night. I was really impressed with how Hibs managed the game. I think the tactics were all spot on. The team just seemed to have a real belief in what it is that they need to go out and do. So whatever it is that David Gray is telling them, he's really seeming to get the players buy-in from that. I was on the phone to my old man at half time, and I'm 42 years old. So I've seen a few decent Hibs teams, but I've seen a few absolute horrific ones as well. But this team at the moment are probably my favourite Hibs team I've ever followed in regards to how they seem to kind of work with the fans and everything as well. There just seems to be a real connection between what's going on in the park, what's going on in the stands, and just the club in general. So there's a lot of people that need to take a lot of credit, I think.
It's funny. It's one of these things. I think that stems back from, or back to Leanne Dempster when she was here, and Graham Matthew. They gave McGregor and Gray, it was like a 4-year deal. You know, when they were coming right to the end of their playing contracts, and it was with that view to sort of have that continuity and that connection into the club. And obviously here we are with Daz winning the league with the youth team last season, and Gray finishing third. What is it? You know, why are the team connecting so much with the fans, Dean? What is it that the fans see in that team that they're liking?
I think it's, as people have touched on kind of through majority of the podcast recently, it's the kind of never say die kind of attitude that seems to be built into them. You can kind of tell when things aren't going right on the park for them as players. Everybody's there to kind of pick each other up and push each other on. When, do you know what I mean, the team's not performing, you can tell the players are not, do you know what I mean, are unhappy when these things were. Even when we went through the spell at the start of last season, do you mean that was the first time that I'd seen a Hibs team have obviously as bad a start to the season, but you knew those players were feeling that. You knew that hurt them, and when they turned it round, it was always a matter of just when. Obviously, I don't think anybody anticipated the run that then went on to kind of go through, but you knew it was coming. Do you mean there's no way those players were going to keep underperforming like that? There's too many big, strong characters in there. Do you mean the fact that I know people all kind of scratch their heads a little bit about Grant Hanley or whatever, but do you mean that is a model professional? That's a guy that's done it at the top of the game. He is only going to help other players around him kind of get better. Do you mean may only play 15, 20 games this season, but what he brings, do you mean 5 days a week at training or whatever, you can't, do you mean to buy that type of experience is so invaluable.
Spot. I think, Chris, was it you that said through the week it was about the how Bowie will benefit for having something like Hanley at the club, and I thought that was a cracking point. It kind of reflects what you're saying there, Dean. Was it you, Chris? Aye.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, I think Dean's kind of right in what he's saying as well in terms of Hanley coming in. Like, and David Gray mentions it as well. Culture, all the time mentions it. Pretty much every week he mentions the culture within the squad and the club, and I think Hanley's just another level to that.
Nice one, Dean. How are you feeling for Sunday? We're just conscious of the time, so we'll start looking ahead to Sunday's game. Obviously, we had. We went up to Dens Park last Sunday, got a really comfortable result. Do you think it'll be a similar case this Sunday?
I think we're going to be good for a result. I think I'm fairly confident going up. I think he will make a few changes to the squads this time into the starting 11, obviously, which he was apprehensive to do that last time. But I think, I mean, given the fact that there has been a lot of football played within kind of 10 days, I think he will look to make a few changes. Plus, to be fair, there's a couple of guys on that outskirts that are probably worthy of a shot, that when they've come on, they've done well. Do you mean that Ellie Yuan, I know he's not quite done it yet, but you can tell he's keen to do something special, and he's like another new signing. And as Colin kind of mentioned earlier, do you know what I mean? He is a £3 million player, so why are you going to throw a £1 million player in front of him when we've already quoted that that's what he's going to be worth? Do you know what I mean? These guys that are coming in £1 million or whatever, yeah, that's a lot of money to spend or whatever for Hibs, but Hibs aren't, do you know what I mean, not used to turning these types of players back out again. And then, so yeah, in answer to your question, I think we'll do well on Sunday, but I think there'll be a couple of changes to the squad.
All right, I'll get a score prediction for you before we wrap up. I'm going to bring Jack back in just now. Jack, how are you feeling for Sunday?
Yeah, good. I think it'll be like last Sunday. We'll hit on the counter attack, get 2 early goals, hopefully.
And do you think Gray will ring the changes, or do you expect to see the same 11?
I think he only made the one change for Dundee, I'm sure. I think it was just Hoylett that was dropped and that was it, but it still worked. We still managed to get, Kieran Bowie managed to get 2 goals, and I think that'll be the same situation on Sunday.
And it's important that we carry on and sort of keep the momentum
100%, aye, just keep singing throughout the game. I think they'll continue that 100%. That's what guides the team on.
Okay, right. I'll come back to you and get a score prediction before we go. Andrew and Daniel, I'm going to come to you guys next. How are you feeling for Sunday?
Confident, but I think this is where we go about lessons learned, because I'm going to mention that what happened last year, Kelty killed everything because he made changes. I just don't think he can afford to do that. I'd keep it as much as he's starting to live in that he fancies as being the strongest at this minute of his time, and keep rolling with that as until you get to a point where you're kind of forced to put the legs up. See, at the end of the day, guys, right? This is about mentality more than anything else. Like, the boys are fit enough, they're professional athletes. Like, you're not telling me that they can't be able to go Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. Like, it's all about their mentality and how they're treated and how they focus themselves in going on to the park. If they start believing that they're knackered and there's a narrative around it going, oh, we need to make changes to rest, then that's what bleeds into it. And I just think you should be kind of stamping that out, to be brutally frank. And again, I come back to it, the Kelty thing killed us for a spell last year. Not just that in terms of the team, but everybody around the support. I mean, mind there was folk calling for his head already at that stage. Wasn't even kicked a ball in the league. So, just didn't do anything daft. Just keep it going. Keep the momentum going.
And Daniel, you confident for it?
Yeah,
Always confident?
very confident.
Good. Right, well, I'm going to come back to you and get a score prediction in a minute, right? So have a think. Joe, how are you feeling for Sunday?
I think our biggest enemy is complacency, because we've had such a good result and a good start to the season, and we're at home. We have every reason to think we'll win. But Kilmarnock were a wee bit unlucky not to win last week, and I think it'll be a close game. I think we'll edge it, but it's not going to be easy. And I'm really pleased. I'll just quickly mention this. Our new signing today, we definitely needed an extra midfield player. The midfield 3 picked themselves. The other 2 on either side of my pal Dylan Levitt. But somebody's going to get tired or injured or something. So I like the sound of this guy that's coming from Young Boys.
I suppose we've got Yo to come back shortly as well, isn't it? So that's Manny Chow, I think his name is, and
yes,
and Manny that are sort of sitting on the fringes.
I'm underwhelmed by Manny, I have to say.
Okay, right, Chris, how are you feeling for Sunday?
I'm fairly confident. I think we'll go out and just do the job. I don't expect to see too many changes, if I'm being honest. I think the way you look at it, Levitt coming off early in the game, Mulligan obviously coming off because I think he was going to get sent off otherwise. I think the ref had warned him. I think that gives us the freshness in the middle of the park, and so I don't see us making any changes, if I'm being brutally honest. I think we just go again, hit them hard early, and then if we want to change it up throughout the game, we just use the 5 changes throughout the game to change it up then.
Produce, yep. Stephen, how are you?
Yeah, exactly what's been said there, Matty. I think this is where your Levitts and the like coming off at 60, 65 minutes actually allows you to start them game after game, Thursday, Sunday. And it's been mentioned before, nowadays it's a squad game, isn't it? You can make the 5 subs, so you're unlikely to pick up 2 or 3 injuries. So I predicted 3 or 4 changes for Dundee. It was 1. I was proven wrong, and I'm quite happy to be proven wrong. So I would keep it broadly identical to last night. and then that's when you manage your minutes and your key players through your substitutions. So I wouldn't mix and change it too much, to be honest.
Cool. Okay, Ian, what are you thinking for Sunday?
Well, Killie didn't start well. I mean, they obviously drew 2 over Livingston, so they can't be that good. But I want us to start fast. I want us to play fast at the beginning, try and overwhelm them, one-touch passing. But Killie have got a lot of experienced players. Obviously, they lost Fraser Murray to Wigan, thank goodness. But, I mean, they've got Marley Watkins, Kiltie, Tiffany, Carl McGuinness, of course, and Matt Kennedy. We can never get him out of here. And Robbie Dees and Bruce Anderson still seems to score. So I think the important thing is we should be trying to keep a clean sheet, and I'd like us to win 2-0.
Nice one. Okay, is that your prediction? You know, I'll not come back and ask you for another one. You go with 2-0.
That I was trying to be pragmatic there and get my prediction at the same time.
Good job. Yeah, I like it. Tracy, how are you feeling for it?
Yeah, I think we'll come through it. No problem. Good thing is that we're at home, so we've not got any travelling to do after travelling back late on Thursday. Well, last night. I'm totally confused with days at the moment. And the fact that we're at home again on Thursday gives us a little better time for recovery and things as well. But yeah, I can't see us not winning this game. I think Kilmarnock were unlucky last weekend, but that was on their pitch as well, which is god awful. But yeah, I can't. I think he might make maybe 1 change, 2 changes max again. But as somebody said, you know, Mulligan, he came off at half time, then Levitt came off a little bit earlier. So, you know, they've had that little bit longer rest as well. So I think we'll probably see them start. But yeah, can't see us not winning.
Score prediction?
I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0, okay.
Yep.
Colin, you've prepared a team to predict for it.
Yeah.
What's your lightning? I'm looking. Does it take longer to fly back for Serbia than it takes to negotiate the roadworks round about Leith to get to the game on Saturday? Like, which is the shorter journey time?
It would be the Serbia, I think. Any of the road because the council are brilliant at saying the roadworks here. What we need to do is put roadworks here because that's the way they'll go. Because to avoid that, so they catch you both ways. I think we might see a couple of changes. I think Campbell might come in for the start. Levitt only went off at 75 minutes, by the way. Wasn't that early last night? But I think Campbell might come in, and I wonder if Boyle's knee will maybe feel a wee bit because he did buckle it a bit. You know, it's not obviously ligaments or anything, but sort of hyperextended it. So I wonder if he might be feeling that a wee bit today. So maybe Yuan in for him.
Okay, the score prediction?
I think 3-0. A couple
good.
early goals to heat it.
Nice one, Andy. Same question to you.
I think he will sort of change it a bit, but I think we'll have we'll be on the sort of crest of our wave that we're riding. So, I mean, it could be supersonic. I mean, it could be a shaker maker a season if we keep going the way we are, and you know.
What are these things? This doesn't make sense. What he's saying.
No, I know. Little by little, I'm losing focus on what Andy's saying.
How much you had to drink?
Quite a bit. It is a Friday.
He's on the champagne supernova.
Well, whatever. I do think that that he's going to have to manage the players in some sort of arrangement, but I kind of agree with McBee that he'll have to keep it sort of as it is, and then bring the changes later on in the game. Keep us close. I totally agree with what Andrew said, and you know, keep the core 11 or near as damn it to that, and then spread the love a wee bit later on. That was Stone Roses song. Marked up.
Don't worry about it. It's good because I used to, like last season, I used to bump into you at the games because you were up in the stand by me, but you're not there anymore, so I'll not have to put up with the puns.
My dad relinquished the chance to get his season ticket. He said, I'm too old. I'm 80 now. I'm done. It's just travelling back and forth from Bowness. like, if I go out to get him, fine, and take him back, okay, but he'd be toiling if he had to try drive himself. But I've kept the same seat.
Oh, well, that's good.
Andy, I didn't realise you're a bonus boy. I'll see your license for a beer, mate.
No, I'm no, my mum and
Oh,
my
you're
mum
all
and dad
boys.
did.
Right.
They moved
Here
in
we
about
go.
20
Right, we're
years
losing
ago.
control of this now as we come to an end. Right, Dean, Dean, give me a score prediction.
I reckon.
Sorry, no.
That was Dean. Right, Dean, go for it. What was the score?
I think it'll be 2-0. I think exactly what the guys say. I think we'll go to try and get two early goals, and then try and kind of sit on it a little bit.
Nice one, Jack. Your score prediction?
3-0.
3-0. Okay, Joe.
I think it'll be a closer game than you're all saying. There'll be a bit
5-0.
of tiredness in the legs. I think 2-1 Hibs.
Okay, Chris.
3-0, 2 early goals and a late one for Cleege getting off the mark. So there we go.
Nice one, Stephen.
I'm going to go 2-0 again, same as last week, but I think it'll be 2-0.
Okay, and then Andrew.
2-1 Hibs, mate.
2-1
Okay.
Hibs.
2-1 Hibs. Right, splendid. Right, that's
Do we get a prize?
No. No prizes as always, right?
Oasis tickets.
We'll have Oasis tickets. No bother. Send me your bank details and your last 3 numbers of your bank card and all the rest of it. We get Oasis tickets. No bother. Right. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and thanks to everybody who joined us on the call as well. It'll be great having so many faces on here, even yours, Colin. And we'll see you on Sunday for